I'm in the spirit, gang. I'm in the spirit. I feel spirited like Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. Gang, we're here to talk about a Christmas classic today, and I'll be your host going forward. Your Xmas champion, Daniel Ehrenberg. That's right, a Jew. All right? But I love Christmas. Listen, we're talking about Bad Santa and Bad Santa 2 today. And boy, oh boy, what a change in styles from Bad Santa to Bad Santa 2. And what a lovely franchise this is, because we'll never, ever have to cover it again, because there will never be a Bad Santa 3. I'll definitely feel a little more comfortable once Billy Bob passes, but I feel very confident stating today that there will never be a Bad Santa 3, and I will never be forced to watch it. But, hey, let's get into these first two, gang, and I'll bring in my co-host over there in Alabama, feeling the spirit himself. Do you have your tree up yet?
Probably.
All right. I do in my lobby at work. Hey, let's bring him in.
Did you have to put that up?
Nope, thank God.
Whenever I worked at the movie theater, we had to put up like the cardboard stands for all the new movies, like 47 meters down, you know?
No, we had to do it. We just luckily have this like old ex-coke addict who like loves to do shit like that because he can't sit still.
That's cool.
Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud on the pod. Okay.
Try to get that out?
No, it's fine. So, Logan.
What do you think about Logan B. Ad Santa?
Oh, Logan B. Ad Santa.
I
like it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right.
So that's who you are this week.
Yep.
How was your week, Logan? How are you?
That was great. I fainted a couple days ago.
You did. Can you go into that?
You want me to? All right, guys. This is crazy. I stubbed my toe, got really lightheaded. A few moments later, I wake up. Don't know what happened between stubbing my toe and waking up. I assume I fainted. I woke up with a bump on my head. I was bleeding. Might have a concussion.
Here's
Just
the
kidding.
thing.
I don't have a concussion.
Here's the thing. If Logan died, we'd have no way of knowing. I'd just be sitting on this Skype call waiting for him for the last 20 minutes like an asshole.
Eventually, like 4 days would pass, though.
Say God bless you. I sneezed.
Oh, sorry. God bless you.
Thank you. It's the giving season.
You're right.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you're alive, and I'm glad you're here today to talk about a great film, Bad Santa, as well as a terrible film, Bad Santa 2.
Yeah.
All right. So, should we get into the first one?
No. Let's do the second one first, actually.
Hey, I don't want to do that. All right. The first one. So, this all started with the Coen brothers, weirdly.
Right.
Yeah. You familiar with those guys?
Yeah, a little bit.
They're a couple of Jews. They made a film noir in the 80s.
Anthony and Joe, right?
Nope, those are the Russos.
Oh, goddammit.
These are Joel and Ethan. I could have been an Ethan. There are a lot of successful Ethans out there, but they made me a Daniel. No successful Daniels. They're all horrible. But fucking Ethan and Joel, I'll tell you what, they came up with this idea. They made a film noir in the 80s, Logan, called Blood Simple. People liked it. Then they got to people like
fantastic film.
Then they got to make more movies. They followed it up with this comedy, Raising Arizona. People like that.
Love it. Another one. Yeah. Another great one.
Yeah. Then they made like some dramas. They went into the drama space, but some weird ones like Barton Fink was a comedy, but Miller's Cross. Then Fargo was a big breakthrough for them. Big breakthrough. All right. So they've got
which one is married to Frances McDormand?
I want to say Joel.
You don't know, though, for sure?
I don't know for sure, but I want to say Joel. I badly want to say Joel.
All right, so say it.
It's Joel! It's Joel! All right. Listen. Then, so around this time in American film history, the Coen brothers had a bit of clout, Logan, because they were coming off Fargo, which was very well received in 1996. Big Lebowski didn't do as well, but like it has a contingent of people that love it. And then Man Who Wasn't There was nominated for Oscars and shit. So people were listening to their ideas.
Billy Bob.
Yeah, that's right. And so they actually didn't want Billy Bob for this role.
Oh, who they
Yeah.
want?
They wanted Gandolfini, who was also a
All
man
right.
who wasn't there. They had worked with him recently, and they wanted him for Bad Santa. I guess because he's fat.
Would have been good.
Yeah, he would have been good. But anyway, they came up with the concept. They hired 2 writers to work on it because they were busy. They had other
Hey,
shit to
D-Train,
do. What?
If Gandolfini did it, we would never have to cover this, right?
You're probably right. Yeah, there wouldn't have been You're right. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, Logan, that's so dark, but it's true.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Billy Bob lived too long. That's the problem. All right. So they had other shit to do in 2003, Logan, like make their worst movie, Intolerable Cruelty.
That's their worst one?
Yeah. So they hired 2 other guys to write this, Glenn Ficarra and John Requa. Now, those 2 fellas, they've had one of the weirder careers in Hollywood I've seen. Because they started out working in kids' TV as just like a writing duo. All right. And then they graduated to movies as a writing duo. And then they started writing and directing movies. So they started out writing on Wild Thornberrys and The Angry Beavers. I don't know if you've seen either of those shows, but The Angry Beavers is very underrated.
No.
All right. Then he wrote the movie. These guys, Glenn Ficarra and John Requa, they wrote the movie Cats and Dogs. All right, which we'll cover someday.
Okay.
All right. They follow that up with this, Bad Santa. I have no idea how they got this job. Like the Coen brothers saw Cats and Dogs and they were like, let's hire those guys.
Have you seen Cats and Dogs?
I watched like part of it on TV once and it seemed very bad.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess that's weird.
There's a sequel to it called The Revenge of Kitty Galore.
Oh, I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah. See, it's like Pussy Galore, but it's Kitty.
Yeah, clever.
Yeah. So they follow Bad Santa up. They wrote Bad News Bears for Thornton and Linklater. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Then they get a chance to write and direct a movie. They do that movie, I Love You, Philip Morris.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know that film?
No.
It's a gay movie with Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor. I've never seen it.
Do they kiss?
I believe they do.
Wow.
Yeah. Probably fuck too.
Really?
Probably. All right. So they follow I Love You, Philip Morris up with a crazy thing. That movie does pretty well. It gets good reviews and they directed it. So then they start directing movies that they didn't write.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden these 2 random dudes who used to write for the Angry Beavers are directing Hollywood movies. So their first
Great
movie
Hollywood movies.
Stop it. Their first movie as directors is Crazy Stupid Love, which was written by the This Is Us guy. And then they
Why'd you say it like that?
What? Like what?
Crazy Stupid Love.
How am I supposed
Isn't
to
it
say
Crazy Stupid Love?
I think you can say it however you want to, Logan.
I think there are commas. I don't think it's Crazy Stupid Love.
There are commas.
Isn't it crazy, comma, stupid, comma, love?
Oh, yeah.
Period?
So you have to say it Crazy Stupid Love.
Yeah, you said Crazy Stupid Love. That was insane.
That's how I would say it if there were no commas.
But there are. You have to specifically say it that way.
All right. Well, you've corrected me, and I've taken your correction.
And I love that film. I love that movie.
You love it. You were shocked by the twist.
Yep. All the twists.
Yeah.
All the different twists and turns.
So yeah, they formed a partnership with the dude who wrote that movie, and then when he created This Is Us, they became like the head directors and executive producers of that show.
Yeah.
All right? So that's wild shit. And then they go back to writing and directing. They do Focus with Will Smith, which kind of fucking tanks. And then they go back
Margot Robbie. Don't leave Margot. That's a two-hander.
Is it? All right. And then they direct the movie and don't write Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, which I think Tina Fey wrote. No, maybe.
Okay. Don't people like that movie or no?
I think people don't like that movie.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to apologize to me. But anyway, like that sort of tanked. And so now they're sort of in no man's land. They wrote, or no, they didn't even work on Bad Santa 2. They skipped out on this completely. But most recently, what they've done is they worked on the script for Jungle Cruise, but didn't direct that. But then they directed the first 3 episodes of that We Crashed series about WeWork with Jared Leto and Anne Hathaway. That's a two-hander as well.
Okay. All right.
So they've had such a weird career. I can't wrap my brains around them.
All right. Well, I like them, I guess.
You like him from Crazy Stupid Love.
That's right. Crazy Stupid Love. And for this movie, they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, that's true. This is a great movie. All right. So they write the script. The Coens have an idea of the cast that they want. They want James Gandolfini as Willie, the lead. They want, amazingly, how about this? Do you know who they wanted as the Tony Cox character of the dwarf Marcus?
Ewan McGregor.
No, they wanted the fucking Mickey from Seinfeld.
Oh my god.
Who you said last week you thought was in this movie.
Yeah, I think maybe I like saw the. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought maybe a trailer. In a trailer, maybe there were a bunch of elves, and I thought he was one of them.
I mean, let's be
I don't know
honest.
what I
He's
was
probably played an elf in a movie at some point.
Maybe I don't, or I'm just misremembering everything.
All right, and then they wanted. Listen, who they wanted. That's the kid, Thurman Merman.
Yeah,
the Coen brothers.
Jonathan Lipnicki.
No, that's funny though. The Coen brothers wanted Angus T. Jones, the kid from 2.5
from Big Brother 6.
What? Oh, that's right. That's right. He took Janelle around the set of 2.5 Men. Oh, but listen. Charlie Sheen definitely fucked her backstage, by the way. Anyway, Angus T. Jones. This is the funny thing about that to me. That means the Coen brothers at some point have probably watched some episodes of 2.5 Men.
Everybody has. Everybody on the planet
Coen brothers. These are the Coen brothers.
Come on, every person alive has.
One of them's like, "What do I do with my first solo film? I know, a black and white version of Macbeth." But you know it's fucking good. 2.5 Men.
I mean, was he not in anything else at this time? It was just that show.
That's all anyone knows that kid from, yeah.
And Big Brother 6.
And Big Brother 6, obviously.
Remember Scooter?
Scooter? Oh, yeah, that's right. He scooted up to Janelle. That's so good.
She was like, "You're very handsome."
Yeah. He did look great. He cleaned up for Janelle. He knew that she was the Stone Cold Fox of the season.
And they gave her that bowling shirt?
Other than Amanda.
What?
Wait, that wasn't the same season. Right. Never mind. Sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, she got a bowling shirt so she can look like Charlie Sheen. That's right. All right. Logan, this film, Bad Santa. So then, all right, so they need a director. They get Terry Zwigoff. All right, he's hot.
Your guy.
He's one of my guys, yeah. He's hot because he's coming off of Ghost World, which got a lot of healthy critical notices, got nominated for a couple of Oscars there. And he was, I think he maybe like won an Independent Spirit Award or some shit. Anyway, he was hot. And so that was his first film as a narrative filmmaker. Up to that point, he'd been a documentarian.
Ghost World was?
Yeah.
Wow.
Best known as a documentarian for Louie Bluey, which is a jazz documentary from the 80s, and then Crumb, which is about the comic book artist R. Crumb. And that's a classic. People love that movie, including myself. And that's how he got Ghost World, because Ghost World is based on, indie comics like Daniel Clowes. Daniel Clowes was like a contemporary of R. Crumb, so like they, makes sense. Anyway, after
Check
Ghost
out our
World,
Patreon where we ranked comic book films.
Yeah,
spoiler alert, that was very high on both of our lists.
It was, yeah. It was my top 5.
Yeah.
So Zwigoff comes off of Ghost World. The Coen brothers are like, "Hey, do you want to direct a movie?" He's like, "I guess, sure."
Yeah.
And so he makes Bad Santa, and this is a hit. And then for his next movie, he gets to do like whatever he wants to do, and he makes Art School Confidential with Daniel Clowes, and that kind of tanked, and then his career was over.
Really? That's all he did?
Yeah, he's not made a movie since.
Oh, that's kind of stupid.
I know, it's really fucking lame. The only thing he's done since is he tried a couple years ago to get an Amazon pilot off the ground. Remember when Amazon was doing that thing where they'd have like 5 pilots and they just put them all up on Amazon and people would vote for which one became a show?
No.
That was a
I don't
thing for
remember.
a while. It was terrible. And so many pilots got made by like reputable filmmakers that never got made into shows. It's like Whit Stillman has like a random Amazon pilot that never got expanded upon. And I mean, there's I think Chris Carter, the dude who created the X-Files, has one. There's a million.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it sucks. Anyway, this is one. So, nope. Amazon went like, no, I guess we'll pick up Alphas with John Goodman, and we'll leave behind this Terry Zwigoff comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Zwigoff wanted different people for the roles. He saw Billy Bob. And the Coens were like, I guess you can have Billy Bob. We've worked with him. We like that guy. That's fine. All right. They wanted Tony Cox. Coen brothers said, we hate Tony Cox. Is it because they're racist? I don't know. Probably not.
Why do they hate him?
I don't know, but they hated Tony Cox for some reason. They did not want Tony Cox in this film. This was a Zwigoff insistence. And because the Coen brothers respect filmmakers' visions, they let it happen.
Well, do you know Tony Cox is from Alabama, representing Alabama in this movie?
Wow.
Yeah, who
You
knew?
see a lot of dwarves walking around there?
Never.
Never. You've never seen a... Have you ever seen a dwarf in real life, Logan?
I think they're called little people,
Really?
right? Don't they prefer to be called little? Is that? Don't they say that even in the movie?
They say that in 2003, but I think that's maybe out of date.
Really?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I think we go by dwarf now. Little people sound so diminishing.
I agree with you, but should I Google it?
No.
All right. Well, I would say no. I never have.
That's wild. Yeah, I never think about that. You're in Alabama, so you've like never seen a celebrity in person, right?
That's that's right.
Except for like an athlete, maybe if you went to a game at some point. But there are no
Yeah.
fucking games in Alabama. There's just
I've gone
college
to-
games.
I went to an Atlanta Hawks LA Clippers game in 2015.
So what was the most famous player you got to see in that game?
Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. Well, they were not playing actually. They were sitting on the bench. But Chris Paul, Blake Griffin.
What are you talking about?
do
They
you mean?
sat the most famous players for the game you went to?
They were injured. We got the
Oh.
tickets way ahead of time because they were coming to Atlanta, but they were injured. DeAndre Jordan played. He's pretty famous, right?
I've never heard of him.
All right. Well, you don't know basketball.
I'm starting to.
Do you know who Jaylen Brown is?
Yeah, I have him on my fucking fantasy team, bitch.
Oh, okay, all right. Do you know who Lowry Markkinen is?
Yes, I've heard of that name.
Wow. Do you know who Terry Rozier is?
No.
Okay, all right.
You getting a sense of what I know and what I don't
Yeah,
know?
yeah. You know
Okay.
Tyler Hero?
No, but that's a great name.
Yeah, all right.
All right, Logan. Let's see what else we got. Oh, they also the Coens. They were a little hesitant. Oh, not the Coens actually. The Coens were okay with the kid, but Dimension was putting this out. Bob Weinstein's division of Miramax, and Bob Weinstein apparently really wanted the kid to be like a cute kid, like a regular, cute kid who's gonna make people tear up and gonna warm Billy Bob's heart. But Terry Zwigoff saw it as a comedy, so he wanted just like what would make it funniest. So he chose this kid.
Yeah, okay.
All right. This
This
film,
kid's from Trick or Treat, by the way. You ever see that movie?
the one with the it's
Trick or
apostrophe
Treat?
R. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it like a couple of years ago. People had been recommending it to me for years, and I thought it was bad.
Bad.
Like
actively bad?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. People really love that movie. I sort of
Yeah.
like it.
People are wrong.
Anna Paquin's in it, right?
Hey, I'm never gonna turn down Anna Paquin.
He's in this section of the movie with our favorite from Happiness, Dylan Baker.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's
He
creepy in
poisons
it.
him and kills him. or
Yeah, I
something.
remember that.
Yeah.
All right. So this film came out finally, November 26th, 2003, Thanksgiving week. Right?
Were you there?
I did not see it in theaters. I saw it at home.
Okay.
I was also like, it was 2003. I was probably 16. Like, I couldn't even gotten into this movie.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, I probably could have gotten in if I tried. I would just buy a ticket to something else. All right. It had a budget of 23 million.
Elf. Sure, that was playing 2003, right?
Yeah. Would have bought a ticket to Elf, went to see Bad Santa.
not rated R.
Because I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Or go see both. Just sneak in afterward.
That would be a good double feature, actually.
Yeah, that would be good.
Those are probably like the two best modern Christmas classics.
Especially Elf. Elf is really great.
What do you mean, especially Elf?
Elf is way better than this movie.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on. I don't know if this movie does enough.
I would prefer this movie to Elf.
Yeah, big disagree.
Okay. So it had a budget of $23 million. It made $76.5 million at the box office. It was a hit. It came in at number 48 for the year between Shanghai Nights, the sequel to Shanghai Noon, and Love Actually, surprisingly. I was thinking of that as being like a massive hit, but I guess
that's another modern Christmas classic.
It's not Christmassy enough. It was like a hit worldwide, I think. Worldwide. But like in America, it just did okay.
Do you go by
it was a hit on DVD. I go by domestic. I go by domestic.
Okay. I guess I never even knew that.
No, we've talked about it before.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but Love Actually, obviously the best part of that is those porno guys. Remember the porno actors who are like making a porno and they fall in love? Yes, The Hobbit.
Wait, are they? They're not. Wait, did you say gay?
No, I just said porn.
Okay.
Well, I said porno guys, I meant a man and a woman. But
well, he's like the stand-in. He's not even like the porno guy.
That's right. Porno stand-ins. That's why it's even funnier.
Right.
All right. All right. I mean, awards. This movie was nominated for some awards, Logan.
Yeah, like what?
How about this one? The GGs, the Golden Globes. That's a Hollywood Foreign Press. They're mostly French. Hey, the noms went up yesterday for the GGs.
Yeah. Oh, really? Should we do it at some point?
Oh, you want to do like a award bros on the new GG noms?
Stay tuned Friday. Die Hard commentary, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wasn't going to flag that up, but we can say it. We are doing a full feature-length commentary track on the first Die Hard movie this weekend. That's gonna be fun as hell. I'm looking forward to that. Okay. So the Golden Globes nominated Billy Bob Thornton for Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy Film.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
All right. Major nom. He unfortunately. Do you want to hear who the other noms were? You tell me who you would have given it to.
What's the category again?
This is Best Actor in a Musical or Comedy.
Will Ferrell.
No.
Oh, okay, guys. Go ahead.
It's Billy Bob Thornton in this. Jack Black in School of Rock.
Love it.
All right. Johnny Depp in the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Is that a comedy?
That's how they saw it.
That's just like an adventure movie.
I guess. All right. And then Bill Murray for Lost in Translation.
Okay.
And Jack Nicholson for Something's Gotta Give. Who's the winner?
Jack Black.
I agree, but who do you think actually won?
I already forgot the last two you said.
Jack Nicholson, Johnny Depp.
I'll say Johnny Depp. That was huge.
Nah, it was fucking Bill Murray for Lost in Translation. People loved that movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I think he might have won the supporting actor Oscar for that too.
Okay, that sounds right.
Am I wrong?
That does sound right.
Yeah. Anyway, its only other nomination was over at the Teen Choice Awards, Logan.
It's the Teen Choice Award.
Where Billy Bob was nominated for Choice Sleazebag, which is their best villain category. And he lost to Sean William Scott for American Wedding.
Wow. All right,
probably his sleazebaggiest performance ever, I would say.
Really? You think so? Of all of the movies?
Of all the American Pies, yes.
Which one is the one where he puts semen in suntan lotion? What's that one?
American suntan lotion.
Is that not one?
I don't
Doesn't
believe
that
that's a thing. Yeah,
That's definitely a thing.
I don't think so.
I made that
Wait,
up.
it might have been the new one, like American Reunion. That's might be why I'm not remembering it specifically.
Okay, well that's what the one that I have seen.
All right, that would make sense then. Yeah, they do go to the
Okay.
beach, and I remember there's some shenanigans on the beach.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But in the first movie, of course, Sean William Scott drinks semen from a beer cup because after Tara Reid gave the kid from Rookie of the Year a blowjob and he didn't know where to come, he
What?
came into a cup of
What was
beer.
going on back then?
And then Sean William Scott drank it and threw up on everybody.
Classic.
Classic stuff, Logan. Yeah, late 90s, we were just obsessed with bodily fluids. That's all we wanted. Just cum and shit. That's all it was. Piss. In American, which American Pie movie is that? Sean William Scott pisses on someone, or he gets pissed on.
I've seen 2 of them. I don't know.
I think what is John Cho from, John Cho?
Sure.
Harold from Harold and Kumar. He pees off a balcony, and Sean William Scott is making out with a girl, and
That's the Naked Mile.
And this is American Pie 2, I think. And he's blindfolded, Logan, and he thinks that what the pee is the girl pouring champagne on him. I don't know why that would be okay, but I hate that movie. Anyway, fucking
Wow.
let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So right off the bat, interesting opening credits produced by the Coen brothers and the Weinstein brothers. Just 4 Jews, 2 sets of brothers, two sets of brothers that have never celebrated Christmas in their fucking lives.
Yeah.
And here they are making a Santa Claus movie. What a country. I mean, there's pretty good credence to the conspiracy theory that Hollywood is run by Jews, Logan.
Is that a conspiracy theory?
Yeah, so I think this is point 1 to Kanye.
Spielberg, he's Jewish.
Yeah, I mean he runs it pretty good.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, obviously I'm kidding. Kanye should go fuck himself, and I wish he was dead. And obviously most of the executives in Hollywood are Christians because that's the case with almost everything. So fuck off. All right. Now, what happens next? We see Billy Bob. He's a drunk Santa Claus.
Drunk Santa. They rob a mall.
He works with Tony Cox, who's a black dwarf. Okay, he's married to a normal-sized Asian lady, played by the woman who played that Chinese woman that Ross dated in season 2 of Friends, who then he had to dump to be with Rachel.
I don't remember that, but great job.
Classic stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Her name was Julie. Okay. I don't know the actress's name, but the character from Friends was Julie.
Yeah.
So they are a robbery team, and so what they do every year is they install Billy Bob as a Santa Claus at a mall on Christmas, and Tony Cox is like the elf, and then they rob the mall, and then they move away and just live in the Caribbean.
I do like sort of the reason that they give for them getting away with it every year by how they fire that first Santa Claus. He's like, just because these guys will work for way cheaper than me, they don't care for how much they work for because they're just gonna rob the place. So that is smart. That is a clever way that all makes sense to me.
Yeah, that was a good point. So we see very early their misdeeds, though. Before we even know they're robbers, we know they're not great as Santa Claus people because we see that he's drunk. He's swearing to kids. All right,
immediately. Yeah. It's terrible.
They're trying to sell pictures that are not good pictures of Billy Bob and the kid not looking at the camera, not smiling. All right.
Yeah,
do you know who they were selling that picture to? Emmy Award winner Alex Borstein. She had 2 lines.
Wow.
You didn't know that this was Alex Borstein?
No.
The voice of Lois from Family Guy,
Whoa.
Logan. Yeah. And of course, from the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That's what she got her Emmys for.
Wow. Okay. I feel like I was going to say something, and then you brought up Lois, and I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I was making a great point. You were about to stiff arm me on that.
No,
point.
I wasn't.
All
I
right.
wasn't.
All right. Go ahead.
I was going to say, part of the problem with this movie is you would think that they would try and be a little bit better at their job, right? If they have to stay there long enough to rob they don't give a shit about this.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I think at some point they were probably better at this, and Billy Bob has slowly, year by year, been degenerating and becoming more and more dependent on alcohol and showing up to work more and more drunk. Because I get the sense when he shows up like blackout drunk in this movie, that's maybe the first time that's happened.
So this is like the worst he is.
This is the worst. I think every year at Christmas is the worst he's ever been. And so we're always seeing him at his rock bottom. And I mean, this is to the point where Tony Cox pulls a gun on him at the end of the year, wanting to like dissolve the partnership because Billy Bob has gotten too far gone. Like you can't work with him anymore.
Right.
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Especially as a low bottom drunk myself. I related to this guy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right. So they make a ton of money. Then he fucks off to Miami Beach and he says he's going to move down there and open a bar. Tony Cox says, I'll fucking see you next year.
Yeah.
You go down there and drink your ass off. And yeah, I love the bait and switch when they cut to Miami Beach and you see him behind a bar. You think he's a bartender for a second, and then the bartender chases him from behind the bar.
Oh, I didn't even notice that, I guess.
That's hilarious. I love that. The bartender, by the way, has been Me Too'd since this movie.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
In one scene, it's Brian Callen, who is a New York comedian.
Oh, I know Brian.
Very
Callen.
frequently works with Joe Rogan and has
Chris D'Elia.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How is Joe Rogan? All of Joe Rogan's friends have raped women. How has Joe Rogan gotten away with it?
It's so stupid. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to that though, because the fall of that guy will be tremendous.
I mean, how much? Guy has hundreds of millions of dollars. What fall?
No, you're right. I mean, once you have that much money, you're never going.
He's gonna stop doing his job and just go live his life?
Yeah.
You know?
All right, I guess you don't have to work anymore and you can just live off your $1 billion.
Yeah, so stupid.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the movie. So
yeah, I thought we were.
I guess we were. So he comes back from Miami Beach and he meets Tony Cox in Phoenix.
Right.
Yeah. So they get installed at this mall run by John Ritter.
Yeah, John Ritter. How about that?
Yeah, the Rit. He died before the movie came out.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was dead when the movie came out, and that's why when the film ends, I guess you didn't stick around for the closing credits where it says, "In loving memory of John Ritter."
That's sad.
Yeah.
I saw that they were both in Sling Blade. Do they share a lot of scenes together in Sling Blade?
They do, and Billy Bob, of course, wrote and directed that movie, so he's very tight with John Ritter.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I mostly know him from the It TV movie.
Really? That's wild. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't really know him from shit. I know him from Three's Company, but why would you have ever fucking watched Three's Company?
I never watched it, but I do know that was his show.
Yeah. And then he was in a lot of movies, but you've never seen the Problem Child movies, right?
Nope, but I did see he voiced Clifford the Big Red Dog. I
didn't know
forever.
that.
This guy is Clifford the Big Red Dog.
That's
it wasn't
hilarious.
just once he voiced him. This guy is Clifford the Big Red Dog.
That's wild shit, man.
Yeah.
Of course, I most fondly remember him, Logan, as Buffy's mom's boyfriend who turned out to be a robot.
Wow, he's a robot?
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move along. So Ritter is great in this movie. I love him.
Yeah, he's good.
Then we meet his head of security, because when he meets Billy Bob and Tony Cox, he's already drunk, already cursing up a storm.
Yeah,
So-
so I really did have a problem with that. I was like, this guy surely should know he should be trying a little harder to keep the job for a week.
Yeah, it doesn't annoy me that he's immediately bad on the job as Santa. It bugs me a little bit that he's so bad just in the meeting with John Ritter. Like, I feel like he's the Santa just left seconds earlier. Like, John Ritter might see some red flags here and like call that other Santa.
He's already smoking a cigarette. He already has a cigarette out, like in the middle of the mall.
In the mall, yeah, in the
like
mall.
it's 2003. We were done with that by that point, right?
Absolutely, we were. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little much, but they sell it well. I like Terry Zwigoff does a thing when Billy Bob just like reaches a point of drunken mania. He like changes the volume around, so like Billy Bob's only hearing select words. You know what I mean? And so he misinterprets everything he's hearing. It's good stuff. Anyway, Bernie Mac is the head of security of this complex, and he's also dead now.
Really? I did not know that either. I mean, I knew John Ritter was dead, but
You don't know that Bernie Mac is dead?
I didn't know he was dead.
Where do you think Bernie Mac's been for the last 15 years?
I don't know. I don't even know this guy that much. I just know he's like a famous.
Come on, you know him from
Comedy
the
guy?
fucking Oceans movies?
Barely. I only saw the first Ocean's movie. And Ocean's 8. Is that what it's called?
Really?
By the first one, I mean the remake.
Yeah, but like, he's one of the Ocean's 11.
Yeah, he's one of like probably the 11th most memorable.
I highly disagree with that. He's very memorable. He's
He's
Bernie
less
Mac.
memorable than Casey Affleck and
Yeah, huh?
Hawaii Five-0.
Hawaii Five-0, that's right.
What's that guy? James
Scott-
Caan. Scott Caan.
Scott Caan, yeah. But I mean, how about he's more memorable, I would say, than that little Jewish fella who's very nervous. And I would say
Who's
he's
that?
more memorable. Exactly.
Is the Asian guy one of the 11?
Yes, and I would say he's more memorable than the Asian guy.
No, he's not. That guy's like a huge part of the movie.
Bernie Mac's a huge part of the movie. He has that whole conversation. He uses the race card with Matt Damon, and he has that scene with Matt Damon and Andy Garcia where Bernie Mac and Matt Damon are both playing characters like contentious with one another. It's hilarious and great.
Let us know where you think he ranks among the 11. I think he's
Yo,
last.
Bernie's top 5 in the
What
11,
the
in my
fuck?
opinion. Yo, it's Pitt, Clune Dog, Cheadle, fucking Bernie Mac,
Damon?
then Damon.
What the hell? That's crazy.
All right. Bernie Mac's great in this movie. He has what I think is the funniest scene in the movie
What's
when
that?
he's trying to blackmail them to make half of what they're making.
Oh, the negotiating. I
The
fucking love that.
negotiating. And
so
everything Billy Bob says, he just goes, half.
My favorite is when what's his name, Tony Cox.
Yeah.
It's when he wants half of it. He wants 50%, and they keep going. He's like 30%, 35%, and he keeps going up. And he's like 49%. Tony Cox says 49%. He's so stubborn. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
I do like that. Yeah, but Bernie Mac says, "This isn't choose you. This is pricks fix." And then
Yeah,
he
that was
goes, "That's prefix, you idiots."
Oh yeah,
It's good stuff. You didn't get that joke because you're a Philistine.
I know what a prefix is.
All right.
Like restart.
Yeah. Restart. So Billy Bob ends up installing himself over at this kid's house, and he like runs into the kid. The kid saves him, right, from being jumped.
He's like, there's like a gay guy trying to rape him at one point.
I don't think it's a gay guy. I think it's just
Yes,
like a
he is.
crazy
He says-
guy.
No, he's gay, and he looks at him at the bar, and he's like, and then afterwards, he's like, "I'm not gay. I'm not gay." He keeps like telling him he's not
really?
gay, and then he tries to bend him over and like on the car.
Weird. I was just so distracted because it was the dude from Office Space.
Oh my god, you're right. I did not
Yeah.
even. Wow,
Like
I
their
didn't-
pal. Like not Michael Bolton, not the main guy, the other guy.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking he might be the LVP, just because I thought that was really stupid.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid. That's an acceptable LVP, I'd say.
Yeah, you didn't even know it was a gay thing.
Yeah, I didn't even care. I didn't even understand what was happening in that scene, really.
Yeah.
All right, and then so he goes home with the kid. The kid thinks he's Santa Claus.
No, they go to. He follows him to a bar.
Oh, he does.
Well, this is like this is okay. So he goes to a bar after the mall, and the kid is outside. He follows him to a bar,
oh,
and then
that's right.
he bangs Lauren Graham at the bar. But then after he's at the bar,
He does not
he-
bang Lauren Graham at the bar. He bangs a different
In the car.
bartender.
no, he sees her at the bar, and they like talk, and then they
Oh,
bang in the
right.
car.
That's earlier. He bangs a bartender in the other city. Yeah, he
Okay,
meets
yeah.
Lauren Graham, who's the bartender in this city, in Phoenix, and she is a Santa fetish. So she fucks Billy Bob in his car while screaming, "Fuck me, Santa."
Fuck
It
me,
was
Santa!
pretty
Fuck me, Santa! Fuck me, Santa! Yeah.
awesome.
And then he makes what's her name? Christina Hendricks in the next movie do it.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is
Yeah, and then that's when
guys,
the gay guy.
guys, Lauren, can I just stop?
Yeah,
Right now?
you love
Lauren
Graham,
Graham is in this movie. Lauren
big fan.
Graham is the female lead of this movie. Okay, she's Lorelai Gilmore, ladies and gentlemen. She's fucking Lorelai Gilmore, maybe
I
the
like Rory
greatest
more.
female character ever created for any television program.
What?
Okay,
Give me
Yeah, that's
Meredith
right.
Grey, baby.
oh fuck off with Meredith Grey.
Give me Michonne.
Michonne, what the fuck? Lorelai Gilmore would beat Michonne in a sword fight, I believe.
Really?
I mean, I believe.
Is that ever a
Anyway.
part in that show? You know who I would pick as my favorite? London Tipton. You don't know who that is, but that's my favorite.
London Tipton?
You ever hear of that person?
Is that Leo Tipton, that non-binary actor?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, so what's this one?
This is Brenda Song's character from The Sweet Life of Zack and
Oh
Cody.
God, of course it is. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
A very Logan thing to say. All
Mhm.
right. So Lauren Graham is in this movie. She's Lorelai Gilmore. She's Sarah Braverman on Parenthood. All right. Right now, she's coaching the Mighty Ducks.
She's coaching them?
She's flat out coaching the Mighty
I thought you said there was
Ducks.
another guy that came in.
Josh Duhamel,
Josh Duhamel, yeah.
is the head of the camp that they're going to, but Lauren Graham is the coach of the Ducks.
Wow. Are they winning? Is she good?
She's incredible. They won the name the Ducks from the Ducks.
Oh, shit.
All right? The Ducks had become a corporate franchise.
Wait, wasn't
Logan.
there a character named Logan? What did he do? Is he good still?
Oh, no, he left the show.
He left the fucking show. What
He
happened?
left the
He got
fucking show. I
canceled?
don't know where that kid is. No, he's like, they just like replaced him this season with like a different handsome blonde kid.
God damn. They ever never talk about where Logan went?
I don't think they even mentioned it.
Jesus. He was like a big character in the first
He
season.
was!
He was like the best player. They had to go recruit
I
or
know.
something.
Season 2 is shitty, dude. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. Lauren Graham was great. All right?
In this one
And
or
she-
in what?
In Mighty Ducks. She's great in everything. Lauren Graham is one of the best actresses of all time.
Oh shit.
Is one of the sexiest ladies on earth. Okay? Or at least she was at some point. Sorry. She was certainly in 2003. And I just like I couldn't get enough. I
She's
loved
still on that
every
show at
scene
this
she
point?
was in. She is still on Gilmore Girls at the point of this show, and the reason that she couldn't do Bad Santa 2, because she was offered to come back, was that she was filming Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life, the Netflix update.
Wow. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, well, see what happened with Gilmore Girls, Logan, is the creator of Gilmore Girls got pushed off the show before the last season. And so the last season is not by the creator, who had like a whole plan in mind for what was supposed to happen in that season. So then years later, Netflix was like, you want like 4 episodes and you can like do what you were going to do with the last season? And so that's what they did. So Lorelai, our erstwhile Lorelai, Lauren Graham, she was certainly not going to turn down that wonderful opportunity.
Rory was there?
Rory was certainly there.
All right, that's good.
All the greats were there. Even Melissa McCarthy showed up.
Wow. What about Special Agent Strom?
He was there, yes.
Holy shit, they got Strom.
They got Strom. They scored Strom. All right. So, yeah, he's boning her in this movie. and he's living with the kid.
That's right.
He goes on, and the kid, he lives alone in this large house because his dad is in prison and his mom is dead, and he lives with his sort of Alzheimer grandmother, played by Cloris Leachman.
Was it really?
Yeah, the great Cloris. I thought so. Am I wrong?
I didn't notice either way. I don't know. Could be right.
I thought it was Cloris Leachman. I think I can recognize a Cloris Leachman performance.
Yeah, if it's not Betty White, it's Cloris Leachman. She's the other old lady.
That was sort of the move for a while there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. She's actually uncredited. Cloris Leachman.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of her. I preferred her to Betty White.
Really?
Like I mean, just as like a comedic performer.
Whoa. I feel like you'd get destroyed for that.
Yeah, I know. Well, not anymore. Like, people were very protective of Betty White for a while. Now
is she still alive, Cloris Leachman?
No, they're both dead.
Betty White outlived her though, probably, right?
Yeah, and got and Betty White got all that, like, just 10 years of the world telling her how amazing she was, and Cloris Leachman just like died unceremoniously.
Well, she wasn't a Golden Girl. Did she have a show like that or anything?
She was on the fucking Mary Tyler Moore Show, bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
She played Phyllis, I think. Anyway. Fucking let's move on.
Yeah.
So what so that's
by the way,
setup.
Anytime we've talked about how he's like sees the kid, he takes the kid home and stuff. Anytime he's driving in this movie, he is drunk driving. Right?
Yeah.
Because he's drunk all the time.
He's drunk at all times. He's an all-day drinker. Yeah. He's one of those drinkers, like, he probably, they don't deal with cravings in this movie. And I guess it's just because he's drunk all the time. But, like, I thought it'd be interesting if they dealt with, like, withdrawal. Like, he doesn't have a drink, like, while he's Santa Claus, and he, like, needs one real bad.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
That never happens.
Yeah, but he just, like, has a flask with him at all times, so he's never, like, struggling with it. But he's definitely, like, a drunk who's dealing with that, and who probably has to wake up in the middle of the night and have a drink to go back to sleep. And
yeah,
it's a hard life.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels good at the time, but not all. Usually not. Usually you just feel like a piece of shit. So yeah, you're right. He's drunk driving this kid a lot, and he's treating the kid pretty poorly. But I mean, he's nice enough to the kid. He never like puts the kid in danger or anything.
You just say he drunk drives the kid everywhere.
Oh, I guess that's true. You're right. He does put the kid in danger. A lot of danger. But the worst thing I think he does in the entire movie is when he fucks up the kid's advent calendar.
His what?
His advent calendar.
What is that?
It's his chocolate calendar for Christmas.
What the fuck?
You don't know what a fucking advent calendar is?
What is a chocolate calendar?
Dude, in an advent calendar, it's like a calendar of the month of December. How do I know this? I'm Jewish. And you open up the little windows, and under the window it has a part of a Bible story and a chocolate that you can eat for that day.
All right, and Billy Bob took that or ate that or what?
And in the movie, they deal with this a lot in the movie. Like, the kid climbs into Billy Bob's bed and they do the advent calendar together. It's adorable. The kid reads him a Bible story. Billy Bob, of course, says a fucking dumb story. And he offers Billy Bob the chocolate, and Billy Bob says, "You can have the chocolate." And then one night, Billy Bob gets really drunk with Lauren Graham, and he eats the advent calendar, all the chocolates.
Shit.
And then he tapes it back together, and then it's a bit for the rest of the movie that the kid keeps opening up the windows, and instead of finding a chocolate, he'll find like a mint. Or
what?
At one point,
did I watch a different cut of this movie?
He finds an aspirin.
I don't remember this.
What cut of the movie did you watch?
I don't know. I thought a normal cut.
There's a lot of cuts of this, actually. There's a director's cut and there's an unrated cut. I remember one of them was called Batter Santa because we had it at Blockbuster when I worked there.
Is there a wooden pickle in this movie for you? Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I'm just missing a few things.
Yeah, what was that wooden pickle?
I don't know, but he comes down in the house screaming, and it is so loud. I kind of hate it. Like it's not even worth it because he has to scream so loud and be so annoying in the movie.
I
It's really sudden and jarring. I don't like it.
It's not that loud. I don't know what weird cut you watched with bad sound. It's it's ridiculous.
I
When
don't,
did you watch this on?
I don't remember. I watched so many things recently.
All right, yeah.
Is Octavia Spencer in the movie?
Wait, but yeah, the kid cuts his hand making that pickle for Billy Bob. I thought he was gonna give it to Lauren Graham as like a dildo or something.
Wow.
Listen, it's a bad movie. You got to think of bad stuff that's gonna happen.
But you thought the kid was gonna be bad too?
No, I thought the kid was gonna. The kid gave it to Billy Bob as like a very sweet gesture, like I made you something.
And you think Billy Bob would give it to his girlfriend?
I thought he was gonna re-gift it to Lauren Graham as a dildo. That's what I thought of when he gave him that.
He would
Why
want his
else would it
girlfriend
be
to
a
put
pickle?
a wooden pickle inside of her?
Well, surely he would varnish it.
What does that mean?
You know, make it smooth.
Oh, all right.
Anyway, I mean, a pickle would be good, right? It's got all those weird bumps on it. That probably is.
Yeah, little
helps.
ridges,
Yeah,
like a
for her
rib,
pleasure,
right?
Yeah, it's ribbed for pickles are ribbed for her pleasure.
Yeah.
All
Have you
right.
got something weird, kind of?
Yeah,
I noticed? You remember the part where he's like doing it with that lady in the dressing room,
yeah.
and he says to her, "You're not going to be able to shit right for a week." Okay.
It's implied that that's Octavia Spencer.
No. But he said that to her also. I think that's just a thing that he does. I think he just
okay.
he just has anal sex a lot. I think it's just
Yeah, he loves anal sex. His mom even says in the second one that his nickname as a kid was shit stick because he was always trying to put his dick in butts.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And then we get John Ritter retelling what happened to Bernie Mac.
Yeah,
and he says,
"I love every scene that's just John Ritter and Bernie Mac one-on-one. They're so good."
I don't like the part where he's like chewing that orange for like 10 seconds too long.
Why? I love that.
I don't know. I don't like it. Anyway, but he's retelling what happened, and he says in his retelling that Bad Santa told her you won't shit right for a month. I wonder why.
Oh yeah, I actually did notice the discrepancy there at the time.
I didn't know if that was in the script or if he was like, no, this is funny.
I wondered if one of them misremembered the script or whether it was intentional. Yeah, I did have that thought.
Yeah, baby. You ain't gonna shit right for a week. A couple of days ago, I was in Women's Big and Tall, and I heard these, these noises. And I heard a woman screaming, "Yeah, oh yeah." And I heard his voice saying, "That's right. You ain't going to SHIT right for a month."
So you brought up Octavia Spencer. Yeah, she shows up.
In both of them.
Which blew my mind because in 2003, you go back to like 2003, and I feel like you see Octavia Spencer pop up randomly in like
Spider-Man. She's in Spider-Man 2002.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Because she was just sort of a working actor who hadn't gotten her break yet.
I think when I watched Being John Malkovich, she was in that movie too, but that's 1999.
She's in Being John Malkovich?
Yeah, I remember when I watched that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I just looked it up. She's Woman in Elevator. Yeah, like around that time, she played a nurse on an episode of The X-Files. She played a nurse on an episode of Roswell. A nurse on an episode of Just Shoot Me. She was a nurse and shit. Yeah. She was a nurse on Grounded for Life. What the fuck is that? Why did everyone want Octavia Spencer to be a nurse? But in this...
When was Hidden Figures?
That was 2011, so it was like a while until she broke.
Whoa, that was a long fucking time ago. I did not expect
Wasn't it The Help first that really broke her?
I guess so. Was that 2009?
Yeah. 2011.
Oh.
It was like the same year, I think.
Are you sure Hidden Figures is 2011?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
Hidden Figures is 2016. I
guess
I was thinking of The Help.
Okay.
All right. So, but Octavia Spencer plays a hooker in this movie, and then she returns for the sequel. And I mean, the sequel was made in 2016. You got this movie. Lauren Graham's not even back for it. I mean,
But she showed up.
yeah. John Ritter and Bernie Mac both decided, like, let's leave the
Die.
planet before they make a bad Santa 2. I think that would be the best move for us. But Octavia Spencer, having just been nominated for an Oscar, I mean, she was nominated for The Help, I believe, and again for Hidden Figures, and here she is just going like, yeah, I'll play that hooker again, and I'll act a scene where I try to take the little kid from the first one's virginity.
Can we say our favorite Octavia Spencer character on the count of 3?
Favorite Octavia Spencer character on the count of 3? Absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, then we're going to say it, okay?
Great.
All right. 1, 2, 3, Ma.
Ma.
Oh, you're way behind. Yeah,
no,
for
it was
sure.
simultaneous on my end, bro.
Oh, really? That was weird.
Yeah, we're a little off. All right. Yeah, Ma, of course. Duh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Duh. From the same director as The
Iconic.
Help.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, wild shit. So yeah, that was crazy. Why would she do the sequel? Like, that's degrading. She shouldn't have been in it.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I felt bad for her. Anyway, but maybe she was having a good time. She had fun with Billy Bob. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, she's just like 1 or 2 scenes of this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what else we got? I like the scene where Billy Bob's trying to teach the kid how to defend himself because he's getting bullied at school.
Right.
So he takes him to a boxing gym.
What?
And the three-
I watched a different cut. I didn't see
What
that
the
either.
fuck are you talking about? You have to watch my cut. You
Yeah.
missed all the funniest scenes.
You're right, because I'll tell you, I was like, I don't think I got enough to get where like he loves this kid at the end. But I guess with these extra scenes, I probably would have gotten there.
Yeah, he
'cause-
gets bullied at school, or
wait,
not
wait.
even at school, on the playground. Yeah, go ahead.
Because at one point he's just like sitting in his car trying to kill himself. I think he has like some kind of tank thing, like a hose leading into his car, and then the kid walks up and he's like, "Why do you have a black eye?" And then he just goes and beats up those kids, and it seemed very sudden to me, like why he was so suddenly sticking up for this kid. But
Not in my cut, man. Felt just
yeah, I think
right.
I'm really missing out.
Yeah, I think you're missing out. I think you watched the wrong cut of this bad
Fucked
boy.
up.
Yeah, but yeah. So at one point, the kid's getting bullied, and Billy Bob decides to teach him how to defend himself. So he takes him to a boxing gym with Tony Cox, and the three of them. Billy Bob tells Tony Cox to box the kid, and they're boxing each other, and the scene ends with the three of them all hitting each other in the balls and then all writhing around in the middle of the ring in pain. It's great.
Did you see a scene with a report card where he shows Billy Bob the report card? And he had
Yeah,
like
I
a bunch
saw
of
that.
yeah, I saw that too, and that was actually kind of a cute scene where he wants
Billy
him to
Bob
give him a
says,
present.
I never got a B, so good for you.
Yeah, but that's cute how he's like, give me a present, but he's like, I'm not Santa, you idiot. But he's like, no, like as my friend, give me a present. I thought that was
Yeah.
Like, kind of sweet.
Oh,
nice. Yeah.
he is a sweet kid. I love their relationship. I do find this to be a moving story. And, when at the end of the movie, when they're robbing the place and Tony Cox pulls the gun on him, and
You're scared.
no, I wanted him to grab that elephant. I wanted him to get the elephant.
Yeah.
Because the kid had said, all I wanted for Christmas was a stuffed pink elephant. Then, at some point later in the movie, he amends it, and he says purple. And Billy Bob grabs a pink anyway, so we got it slightly wrong.
Oh,
But-
really?
Yeah. But anyway, but he was close, and the kid understands that. So he grabs the pink elephant. He does his best. He fucks up even in the end, but he does his best. And
It would have been worse if he got purple because the blood wouldn't have been as good on it. So
You're
it's
right.
good they got the pink one.
Yeah. So then he gets chased back to the kid's house and gets shot by the cops outside, and he does live. I don't remember. I didn't remember in the movie whether you find out whether he lives or dies. I thought they might have just ended it with him like sprawled out on the front like that, the front of the house.
Yeah, no,
But-
he writes him a letter and talks about it.
Yeah, and it's got like a really sweet, happy ending where he like ends up with Lauren Graham and shit.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. He says like they damaged his liver, but it doesn't matter. He's already drunk it.
Yeah,
to
my
death
liver's
anyway.
ruined anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I had something. They crack into that safe at the very end. It's called like the Kintner boy something, and that's a Jaws reference. I thought that was really weird.
I don't believe it was the kid. I think it just sounded like that. Because
Oh,
I had the
fuck.
same thought, but I don't think it was that exactly.
Okay, I was like, definitely a thing from Jaws, but I guess not. I thought it was also crazy Bernie Mac.
I'm watching a lot of safe cracking shit lately because I just started watching Ozark and they're cracking safes on that show.
Should I watch that movie Safe with
Oh, I don't know. Should I? I've never seen it.
You saw that movie? Come on, with what's her name?
Oh, Safe with the
Where she has a
Todd Haynes
disease.
film. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Safe House, the one with Denzel and Ryan
Oh
Reynolds.
no.
No, Safe with Todd Haynes movie with Julianne Moore. Yeah, that's classic. You should watch that.
Mhm. I thought it was
You should watch
crazy
every Todd Haynes movie.
how they killed Bernie Mac. I did not expect that. They just like stop him on the side of the road and just murder him.
Yeah,
Just run him over. It's crazy.
that's just playing up how cold-blooded Tony Cox is, man.
He really is.
Billy Bob's not a killer. Billy Bob wants to drink and have money for his drinking. And Tony Cox, he has higher aspirations. He wants a family with this lady, and he'll do anything to get it. And so he's a killer.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he proves that over and over in both films.
Yeah. Did you like the 3 Bs? I laughed at that joke.
What was that?
Tony Cox at one point is like, all it is with you is bullshit, booze, and butt fucking. And he's like, oh yeah, the 3 Bs. Thought that was funny.
That is good. I mean, 3 good B's.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. I mean, I can't partake in one anymore. So
The
like,
butt fucking?
no, the beer.
Yeah.
I've been butt fucking extra because I can't drink beer.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you give your cut of this film?
I give my cut a 3, but I do think that everything I've heard about this movie, I think it deserves a 4.
Yeah, you
But
think if you saw my cut, maybe that could have pushed you over the edge into 4
I
territory.
do think so, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is
'Cause
what
that was
I'm
my
going
problem
to
with it.
give the film. I understand. Although it might be something else, because I'll tell you what, when I first saw this movie, it was a disappointment to me. And part of that was just I was the biggest fucking Ghost World fan in the world. So the reason I was seeing Bad Santa was it's the follow-up to Ghost World for this guy.
Yeah.
And at the time, I always felt like this was an outlier in Terry Zwigoff's filmography. Sort of like how when you
He's
think
made
of
3
David
movies.
Gordon, I know, but Art School Confidential, Ghost World, and Crumb all feel like a part of a set
Yeah.
to me.
Okay.
And this is a bit of an outlier. I always thought of it in terms of like David Gordon Green's movies, how you don't think of like The Sitter in the same way you think of like George Washington or something. But
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure a lot of directors have that one movie. Alien 3?
yeah, I mean, for sure, that's it for Fincher.
Was that his first one though?
But it was. But I'll tell you what, rewatching Bad Santa for this podcast, I don't really see it that way anymore. It's kind of a Terry Zwigoff movie. Like, it's about a down on his luck dude. It has a suicide attempt in it. It's a really dark, weird,
Is that the next
funny
one where he
movie.
tries to hang himself?
Yeah, that's the next one. But the car thing isn't this one,
Oh, right.
which is much more realistic and therefore better. And
Yeah. Well, first he tries to put himself in the oven in the next movie.
that's so stupid. I know.
Yeah, that was everything that actually was so stupid. I feel like in a month I'm not gonna remember a thing from Bad Santa 2.
I'm just gonna remember how much I fucking hated it.
Yeah. But like those other ones we covered, like Joe Dirt 2, I'll remember some stuff from that, like the woman like farting at that construction site, like that stupid stuff.
TBH, I don't remember anything about Joe Dirt 2.
Okay. Hot Tub Time Machine 2, I remember some stuff from that, but like
Well,
Bad
that
Santa
I can
2,
remember. 'Cause that was pretty good.
I'm not sure. We gave it a 1, I think. But we were like sort of high on it, but we gave it a 1 out of like we have to.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'll remember that one. Bad Santa 2.
Yeah,
we're
maybe
still on
not.
the first one. And
I'll
my MVP is
remember it,
Billy
baby,
Bob.
just because I think I'll be able to picture the kid as an adult.
Yeah. I wish I couldn't, but I can.
Your MVP is Billy Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he does a lot of
that's
good physical stuff. He like, looks like somebody who's drunk all the time.
Yeah, he really carries this movie. He is the most valuable player. I agree with that.
Yes. So that's what you go with?
Yeah, yeah. So who's the least valuable player in the film?
I'm going with the guy from Office Space. Didn't even know it was the guy from Office Space, but that gay thing is stupid.
You're going with the guy from Office Space. You know what? I like the choice. If I was going for a bigger character, I might pick like Marcus's lady. I thought they maybe could have done something with that character. She was kind of just there.
Yeah.
But I definitely had a worse reaction to the AJ Naidu character. That's that actor from Office Space. Samir, right? That's his character in Office Space.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. And yeah, so I'll go with you on that one too. We'll match. Yeah.
Look at us.
Look at us. Look, we weren't even planning that. We just came in matching.
Wow, yeah, and we even would have matched our stars if I watched the right cut of the movie. But I'm stupid.
All right, so Bad Santa 2 comes out 13 years later.
Yeah, that magic 13-year window.
Yeah, nobody from the first one is involved. I don't think they even offered it to Zweigoff.
They didn't even offer it to him.
It didn't even occur to them. Let's bring back the dudes who did the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it had fallen into different hands, basically. I think what had happened was, I mean, did this have a Miramax logo on it?
Yes, I do remember that.
It did. Okay. So the Weinsteins had been pushed out of Miramax, and Miramax now had just this intellectual property.
They weren't Me Too at this point.
No, but it's not even that they were pushed out. They left to form a new venture. Like, they started this company, the Weinstein Company, and it was going to be like bigger than Miramax. And then it sort of struggled for a few years, and then he got Me Too'd. But what was I saying? Yeah, so Miramax has the rights to Bad Santa. They decide, let's make a Bad Santa movie. All right?
Yeah.
So they first give it to this fella, Johnny Rosenthal, to write. I have no idea how he got offered this role. I don't know what else he's written. Maybe he seems to me to be just like a non-writing producer mostly. So, I mean, I assume maybe he wrote a spec at some point that somebody liked, and that's how he got this job. But it's fucking weird to hire that guy. Like, what the fuck? So he's writing, and they wanted Steve Pink to direct it. Speaking of Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then that sort of ducked out. And then they were looking at Doug Ellen, the guy who created Entourage. He was going to write and direct the movie, which just goes to show you how fucking far afield they were. They were just
What's even the point when you get there? Like, why even go forward?
I think that's how they saw it, though. Like, the executives at Miramax were very stupid and don't know shit about movies.
But they're just doing shit to do shit. I hate that so much.
No, they want to make money. It's like they think Bad Santa 2, throwing a 2 at the end of Bad Santa and putting that out there with Billy Bob Thornton, that'll make money. They figure as long as we have Billy Bob, nothing else matters.
We did talk about how they were making all these comedies. I made a list. Zoolander, Dumb and Dumber, Anchorman, Paul Blart, Hot Tub Time Machine, Joe Dirt. Those are all like comedies that they rebooted in the mid-2010s.
And you know what else was starting to happen around this time? Your bad teachers and your bad moms and your bullshit like that. Your old dogs. All right? And so they looked at that and they were like, who can do
Grandpa?
something?
Did you say that?
Yeah, who can do something like that? The guy from Entourage probably can. But what they're not realizing is that Bad Santa wasn't exactly that in 2003. It was like a real film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Doug Ellen drops out. Now what are we going to do? We get Shauna Cross to rewrite it. Now, Shauna Cross got her start, not as a writer, Logan, but as a roller derby star.
Oh, yeah. I saw she did that Drew Barrymore movie.
Yeah, well, she wrote the book that the Drew Barrymore roller derby movie Whip It was based on, and then Drew Barrymore asked her to write the screenplay as well, which launched her screenplay career. And then she ended up writing this and like What to Expect When You're Expecting, and like nothing else.
All right, thanks, Drew.
Yeah, but that's Shauna Cross. One of her big contributions was changing the dad to a mom. It was going to be a dad in the original script.
All right, that's probably a good change.
Yeah. And who are we gonna get to
What if it
direct
was like Mel
it?
Gibson? Oh, I guess is he too old? How old is
I
does
would've-
this even make sense? The age? Billy Bob's old as hell, right? Kathy Bates can't be that much older.
If it was Mel Gibson, I would not have watched this. I would have turned down covering this on the podcast.
You did Daddy's
because
Home.
I've now made a vow to myself since Daddy's Home. I'm never watching a Mel Gibson movie again.
Ever again, even when
I
he
will
directs.
never watch a movie that Mel Gibson stars in or directs for the rest of my life. I'm done.
Okay.
I will not tolerate anti-Semitism.
By the way, Kathy Bates is 7 years older than Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do say in the movie, though, that she had Billy Bob when
13,
she was
right.
13. Yeah. So,
You're right. Okay.
all right. So, the director of this movie is a fellow by the name of Mark Waters, who's
Hell
had
yeah.
a real weird career. At one stage of time, I was a fan of this fella, followed his career. All right. Because he directed his first film, The House of Yes.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I watched that film.
Whoa!
Last night.
What'd you
Fucking
think?
loved it. D-Train.
Yes.
Thought it was great. I went afterward and to go rate it. I was like, damn, I might like give this a 5. And I looked at you, fucking gave it a 5. I was like, oh damn, I
Hell
didn't know
yeah.
that. But I didn't
Hell yeah.
give it a 5. Gave it a 4.
That's understandable. Well, obviously, anytime I give a movie a 5, you give it a 4.
That's right. Oh. I liked your review, but also you are right. Like, well, I guess I'm right. Like, anytime you're not with Parker Posey, you're just like, oh, get me back to Parker Posey. You know, you're just like
Yeah.
waiting to get back.
Because the rest of the cast is so weird. It's like it's almost like
5
the rest of
people.
the cast. You're just like, what's going on? Like it's Tori Spelling and Freddie Prinze Jr. Right?
Yes, and Josh Hamilton and some lady is the mom. I don't know, but it's like 5 people, the whole cast.
Yeah. The mom is Genevieve Buchhold.
I thought sometimes she wasn't amazing, also, but sometimes she was good.
Sometimes she's great in that movie. Yeah, but really, the reason why that is a tour de force by Parker Posey.
And
That's
the writing is
number
so
one on the
good.
Parker Posey list. I agree. The writing is super good too.
Yeah, especially like
Um,
certain parts. Especially like in the middle of the movie just like buzzes. But that's a great.
You're talking like at night, like once they've all like, gone to
like
bed.
at the piano, they're all like,
Yeah.
just hanging out. That's fucking great stuff.
That's great stuff. Yeah. So The House of Yes came out, was a critical success, but didn't do much at the box office. And then he didn't get to make another movie for 4 years. And then what I think happened was Freddie Prinze Jr., who he had worked with in The House of Yes, recommended him for this other movie.
Yeah, but by the way, Freddie Prinze Jr. looks so young in that movie. I looked at the
He
date,
is.
but I looked at the date after, and that's the same year as I Know What You Did Last Summer. But he looks, I think, way older than I Know What You Did Last Summer.
House of Yes, though, came out in like March of 1997, I believe. So it probably filmed like summer of 96.
Okay, yeah, it looks like that kid that like after summer break, they just look way different. It looks like that happened to him. Not that he
Yeah.
looks so young, but it looks
No,
like
no.
that was a
I
couple
see it
years
like
earlier.
from House of Yes to I Know What You Did Last Summer. In those 6 months, he like became a man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He does. He looks like substantially different, I thought.
Yeah. So the movie follows it up with this movie Head Over Heels, which is sort of trying to have its cake and eat it too. Like it's like a mainstream rom-com, but it's also trying to like have a darker edge to it, and it doesn't really work. I sort of like have a respect for that movie more than a lot of other bullshit like it from the era, but it's pretty bad. But then his career is saved by Freaky Friday. He gets that opportunity to direct the Freaky Friday remake with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis, and then that just launches his career. He like never
Mark
does
Harmon, right?
anything.
Is he in that movie?
Mark Harmon, is he in that really?
Is he her
From-
boyfriend?
from
Jamie Lee Curtis?
NCIS?
I think so, right?
That's hilarious.
Did you know he was the sexiest man of the year?
Yeah, I did in the 80s.
Yeah, great. He was like the second or third one ever.
You're right, by the way. Mark Harmon, third build in this movie.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Around the same time, he was dating Allison Janney on The West Wing, getting shot in a convenience store. All right.
Oh.
But he directs Freaky Friday. He gets to follow that up with Mean Girls. And he just like never directs anything cool and dark again.
I feel like you
It's
don't
just,
like Mean
all
Girls,
shit
right?
like this. Mean Girls is overrated, yeah.
Yeah.
Then he
you-
follows up Mean Girls with Just Like Heaven, which is one of the craziest movies ever. Have you ever seen that?
Nope.
That movie, it's who the fuck is it? It's Reese. It's Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo plays a guy whose wife recently died or something, and he's drunk and depressed, and he's a writer, and he rents a new apartment in New York. Now, something a little different about this apartment, Logan. It's haunted by its ex-inhabitant, who just happens to be a beautiful lady played by Reese Witherspoon.
Wow.
Yeah, and don't even worry about it. They're gonna fall deeply in love. Him and this ghost.
And that's
All
not
right.
good.
Terrible.
I feel like they're both good.
They're both good, but the movie's terrible. It's called Just Like Heaven. They do play the Cure song in it, which is nice. All right, and after that, he did the Spiderwick Chronicles, which was like one of those like fake Harry Potters.
Yep.
And then he did Ghosts of Girlfriends Past.
Holy shit, another ghost movie.
I've never seen. Yeah, he loves ghosts.
Is that Jennifer Garner?
It's Garner and McCann,
Yeah.
and I believe Michael Douglas. And then he followed that up with Mr. Popper's Penguins, which I watched for We Love Kids.
Shout out
movies,
Martha
Logan.
and Tim.
Yeah, that is absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
And I yeah, that's right. We didn't cover it on We Love Kids movies. That's right. We covered it on our sister show, Penguins, with Martha and Tim.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what's he done since Mr. Popper? Vampire Academy. That kind of tanked, right?
You sure?
I guess. I think they're remaking it.
He's all that.
Yeah, he did Bad Santa
The
2,
Netflix
then
film with
Magic
that TikTok star.
Yeah, and he did Magic Camp for Disney Plus. That was a Disney Plus original film with Adam Devine.
Oh, our
Our favorite from Bumper in Berlin.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, Tim Allen. He played Tim Allen in Bumper in Berlin.
Check out that episode if you guys skipped that episode. I think that's a funny episode.
That is a good episode, yeah. So that's Mark Waters' filmography. Very weird fucking career. Check out House of Yes if you haven't, but really that's the only thing to check out.
Oh, I like Mean Girls. I like it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if you're looking for if you're okay with bad movies from 2001 and you want to watch one that's really short and it's very bad, but you might like it because it's from 2001, head over heels. Okay. Next. All right, so that's our writing and directing team. A roller derby lady and the Mean Girls guy.
Yes.
This movie came out November 23rd, 2016. It had a budget of $26 million, which is $3 million more than the first one, even though it looks much worse than the first one. I got to tell you, for the first time in my life, I might be becoming a snob about film versus digital.
Yeah.
Because the first Bad Santa clearly shot on film, right?
Sure.
And then the second Bad Santa clearly shot using digital cameras, and it just looks flat. Looks
Not
so
always,
much
though.
shittier.
That's just these guys.
I'm not.
I guess
into
Mark
it.
Waters.
But I think maybe that's going to be an opinion. Maybe I'm going to get snobby about that.
You think like even still today? Maybe it's just like of the time, like 2015, 2016.
Maybe it's improved since then.
I think so.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, this movie did not do well. It made 24.1, which is less than its budget, and it came in at number 113 at the box office. Between Eye in the Sky, which I think was a movie about how we're all going to be scared of drones now,
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and Masterminds, which I believe was a Zach Galifianakis comedy that I skipped.
I only know Megamind. I don't know Masterminds.
Well, I'll have you know there's two movies called Masterminds, motherfuckers. So you don't know two movies called
Yeah,
that.
holy shit.
Because there's another one that's Die Hard in a School, bro, where Patrick Stewart plays like the Alan Rickman character, and Pete from Mad Men plays Bruce Willis.
So Patrick Stewart's the bad guy?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
He is a terrorist in a private school, and then you got this kid roaming around the the fucking air ducts and shit, and then he turns out to be Pete on Mad Men. And
Wow.
Connor on Angel. Tim named his son after a character that the star of Masterminds played.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Tim? Let us know.
Let us know in the comments. All right. So that's this movie. Let's get into it. We got no Lauren Graham to be found. She's off doing the Gilmore Girls. I figure. So when going into this movie, before you looked it up, you've watched Bad Santa. They're going to make a Bad Santa 2. Who do you think of the main cast needs to be in the sequel? And who of the main cast that survived shouldn't be in the sequel?
Well, I guess all you need is Billy Bob, but I would prefer you have Billy Bob and Marcus. What's his name?
I would argue
Those are only two you need, I think.
I would argue you need Billy Bob, you need the kid, and you need Lauren Graham.
You don't need the kid. You don't need Lauren Graham.
You do. They're the heart of the movie because Billy Bob learns a lesson in the original Bad Santa.
But
Billy Bob, that character Willie, who they almost never refer to as Willie in the first one, but they say his name constantly in the second one.
Right.
Because
his mom's there probably.
Yeah, I guess. He emerges from the first Bad Santa as a better person than he was at the start of it, okay? He has not quit drinking, but he has found a chosen family, a kid that he's going to take care of and be close to, that he actually cares about, and a woman that has melted his heart and shown him that there's somebody out there for everybody. Okay?
But if they make this movie, they have to make him drunk again probably the whole time, which means that what you want Lauren Graham's outcome to be is she just married this like middle-aged drunk dude for the last 10 years.
I would say that's why you can't make a belated sequel to this movie, because the dude from the first movie still doing the same shit 13 years later is incredibly fucking sad.
Yeah,
you can have him
sad.
You can do a sequel 3 years later if you want to and have him struggling with this change he's made in his life, but you're going to need Lauren Graham for that. 13 years later, it's not worthwhile to make a sequel to this because it's not funny. It's like a bummer and it's sad. And the fact that Lauren Graham is like not even around sucks. And the kid is now 21 years old, and Billy Bob Thornton's still being a complete fucking asshole to him.
Yeah. The more we talk about it, the more I wish James Gandolfini was Bad Santa.
No, Billy Bob's great. It's just that they should never made a second one.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
This is a horrible idea for a sequel. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Took me a second. Okay. So where do we start in this movie?
Who else? Christina Hendricks. They go to like a charity. Marcus says, "Come back, one more job."
Wait, no, but I want to say that Tony Cox is in this movie,
right,
and
Marcus.
I would argue that he's the one guy from the first movie that you can't put in this movie.
Yeah, they have to be like, "I know I turned on you, but listen, I tried to kill you." Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense that Billy Bob would forgive this guy and go do a job with him. They
say it's for $1 million, right? A bunch of money.
Yeah.
The other times they were doing it for like probably like $40,000 a time or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the big score, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So they're gonna infiltrate a charity run by a married Christian couple.
Oh, I forgot she was married to fucking Party Down.
Yes. Yeah, it's Christina Hendricks is the wife from, of course, Mad Men again. Joan.
I know her from Toy Story 4. Just kidding. I mostly know her from the Strangers sequel.
Oh, that's right. Pray at Night.
Yep.
I like the part in this movie when Billy Bob Thornton says, "I just need to tell you something real quick. I don't know if you know this, you have huge titties." And I like that line because she does have huge boobs, and it's weird it's never acknowledged in anything she's in.
Yeah, I like that movies when they acknowledge something that everyone is thinking.
Like, she's in that show Good Girls. She plays like a suburban mom. Every other scene from that show should be a suburban dad or a kid on the playground going, "Look at that lady's boobs."
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's ridiculous. All right. So she's married in this film to Ryan Hansen.
Yep.
Who got his start on Veronica Mars as the great character Dick Casablancas, and his brother Beaver Casablancas, and played by Kyle Gallner.
Wow.
So he then the dudes who wrote Veronica Mars went on and created Party Down, and so that's why he's in that as well. Yeah, and he's great on that show. What's his character on that?
What's his name?
Yeah,
I don't know his name.
Fuck.
Kyle? Maybe Kyle.
Ooh, that sounds really good. I'm gonna look it up, and if it's Kyle, I'm gonna give you your due props.
Well, I only said that because you said Kyle Gallner, but
no, you're right. It's Kyle.
Is it really Kyle?
Yeah, that's his name.
Whoa. Yeah, that does seem right.
What else can you? Let's see. Can you name Martin Starr's character?
Martin? Is he named Martin?
No, it's Roman.
Oh, damn it! I knew that. I actually didn't. He's like the one I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked an easy one. I'm surprised.
I don't know anybody
Kyle
else.
Not that.
I don't even know the main characters' names. I don't know Adam Scott's name or.
I don't either. I wouldn't have been able to pull that out of 10. I know the girl. The girl's Casey.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Lizzie Kaplan, she's Casey, and Megan Mullally's Lydia. I remember that.
That's what they do. Didn't they get Kaplan for? No, she's in the first Hot Tub Time Machine. Never mind. I thought they were gonna get all these people for all these sequels.
Oh, what, from a Hot Tub Time Machine?
But she's in the first one, right?
Yeah. She pulled a Lauren Graham and just was like, no thanks.
Who's in the second? Oh, the second one is Community. Second one's Britta, Gillian Jacobs, right? She's the one in the second one.
Yeah, and I do love her.
I think she's with Adam Scott. Maybe that's why I got it confused.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think they're like engaged to be wed in the second one.
Yeah. Holy shit! I can't believe we've seen all these movies this year.
I know, it's wild. So Billy Bob's a little different in this movie. They made his character dumb. Did you notice that?
How so?
Like in the first movie, he comes across like a pretty bright dude, just like drunk all the time. And
he just feels dumb around his mom. His mom like sucks the energy out of him.
No, dude. At the beginning of the movie, he's in the kitchen of his home writing a suicide note. All right, because this is when he's gonna stick his head in the oven.
He misspells something. I remember that. That was crazy.
He misspells the word
like Hagrid.
The word science.
Right.
Like, no, that's not the character.
Yeah, that was stupid, I thought.
Yeah, that drove me nuts. All right. So the music. Let's talk about the music because I love the use of classical music in the first movie.
Okay.
They mostly use public domain classical music tunes, and they use it really well, edited in beautifully. In this movie, you're hearing a little bit more Christmas music, and I'm less enjoying that. At one point, Bob Dylan comes on the soundtrack. Walking in a winter wonderland. And I'm like, Bob, you're one of the all-time greatest songwriters. What are you doing performing Christmas songs? That is
not his fault.
It's the last thing I want to hear you doing. What do you mean it's not? It's his. He came up with the idea to do a Christmas album.
I know. I thought you meant that he's in this movie. It's not his fault he's in the movie. But
no, but never. Stay away from Christmas, Bob. You put your pen to paper. You should never be singing anything anyone else wrote, except for like Woody Guthrie or some bullshit.
Wow, who knew?
Yeah. Or I guess oh no, yeah. I mean, other people should be singing things he wrote, right? Like Jimi Hendrix doing All Along the Watchtower.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Or like Seal.
What did Seal perform?
I thought we were just saying people who should perform his songs. I think Seal could do a good job.
What do you think Seal should do? Blowing in the Wind? I think he'd do a great Blowing in the Wind.
Yeah, that's the one I would
Right?
choose.
That would be amazing. Like a power ballad version of Blowing in the Wind by Seal.
For sure.
That would fucking kick ass.
I tell you,
Seal is so funny in Popstar. Never Stop, Never Stop.
Oh, see, that's the thing I was gonna bring up. Was one of the things that doesn't work as much as the Seal parts.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, I do. I love that fucking movie. But that if I had to pick a thing that doesn't work, that's kind of one of them. With the wolves, he gets attacked by wolves.
I love that. And then the wolf, they want to sue. He tries to sue the wolf guy. I love that.
Yeah, it's a little stupid.
Stupid or brilliant. I don't know. All right, so they're at this charity. I really didn't understand the charity at all. It's like, it's like they have a home base. They're in New York City, and the charity is like headquartered in this church, I guess. But
Don't know.
like
Warehouse?
yeah, and all the people that are working for the charity are like living there in like a dorm house in the basement. They're sleeping on bunk beds.
Yeah, there's a million Santas
Yeah.
that sleep on bunk beds.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, movie? Do you think that like when you see like all those people on the street with the Salvation Army like buckets and shit,
They all
you
go
think-
home and
you
live
think
together.
they're all going home and living together?
I
Are you
didn't
out of your
until now.
fucking mind?
Yeah, I never once thought that.
That's one of the weirdest setups for a movie. I can imagine. All right, but they do it, and that's where Billy Bob's living with Tony Cox, and he's being a Santa Claus. You see him interact with one other Santa Claus once. They got oh, what's the guy's name? Mike Starr. Mike. I just said Martin Starr, so it screwed me up. But Mike
Who's
Starr.
Mike Starr?
He's in Dumb and Dumber. Have you ever seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, I've seen Dumb and Dumber.
He's the dude who he has too much hot sauce in the bar and then passes out.
At like the diner?
Yeah, he's like a bad guy. And they also sing
Yeah.
the most annoying song in the world to him.
Okay. I didn't recognize him. He's the guy in this movie that calls him a pedophile.
He's in the Santa Claus costume and he's like, "Would you calm down? You're scaring away all the kids."
Yeah, okay, I remember him.
Which I wasn't clear whether it was implying that he is a pedophile.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Or whether Billy Bob was just seizing on that moment to call him one.
Yeah, I think Billy Bob was just nuts.
But then how did he get him fired so easily? Like, how does Billy Bob not get fired? They see him come to
He
work
was
drunk.
Fucking Christina Hendricks, I guess.
Not by this point.
Oh, yeah.
Christina Hendricks tried to fire him.
Does his
like,
mom have pull at the place? Isn't she one of the
No.
leaders? No?
No. She's not one of the
Oh.
leaders.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't know, man. The movie doesn't make sense. The movie doesn't
Well,
fucking
I'm not going to
make
argue
sense.
otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, his mom's Kathy Bates, by the way.
Yeah.
Academy Award-winning actress Kathy Bates in Bad Santa 2.
Yep.
Coming off her canceled show, Harry's Law. Remember that show?
No.
That was around this time. She played like a lawyer. Named Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's Kathy Bates. She's worked with Billy Bob before, right? I gotta
Really?
imagine. I don't know, but I feel like she has.
Probably.
Yeah. She's good in this, I guess. She's always good, but like the part is so underwritten. It's just like, yeah, see, he's bad, so he probably has like a bad parent.
Should we say our favorite Kathy Bates character on 3?
Ooh, I love it.
I only know one character.
All
name.
right, go ahead.
All right. 1, 2,
3.
3. Dolores
Naked
Claiborne.
hot tub lady and sideways.
Oh, wow. I had no idea about that.
All right, what was yours?
I said Dolores Claiborne.
Oh, Dolores Claiborne.
Because that's all I know. That she.
Classic stuff. If you want to see a little girl get fingered on a ferry in that film, you'll be loving that. By her father. Yeah, that's Dolores Claiborne for you.
Right.
Stephen King. Stephen King loves incest. See, he will
Really?
he will never stop coming up with monsters that are just metaphors for incest.
I didn't know he was into incest.
Loves it. He fucking loves. There's so much.
So does Mark Waters.
I would argue 40% of Stephen King books have incest in them.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating, but that's what I'd like to say.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna say it. All right. So
D-Train, at one point she's watching The Bachelor. Okay. This is 2016. Do you know
Yeah.
who The Bachelor was in 2016?
holy shit,
But the
dude.
season was in January though, so I don't know if she's watching it like on Hulu or something.
No,
but,
that's when Bachelor airs in fucking January.
but the movie, this movie came out in November, so aren't we supposed to think the movie takes place? And also, it's like Christmas time,
Oh yeah,
so is it
Yeah,
like
you're
late,
right.
just 2016?
you're right.
So she might be watching
She might be
the
catching up.
latest season. Yeah.
See, but that's just another thing. They're not paying attention in this movie.
Yeah, they should have had me. I would have told them.
Well, I'm gonna look it up
But-
though. Anyway, I'll tell
Oh,
you.
I'm
The
gonna tell you.
It was.
I have it. I know who it is.
Oh, who was it?
Ben Higgins.
Ben H.
Yep, Ben
Yeah,
H.
so she was watching Ben H. walking around in that sweater. He was always wearing a sweater with like a little button on the top. He was
Very
like-
handsome guy.
He was such a wasp though. I liked Ben H enough, but he he picked Lauren. They're not together anymore, right?
Lauren? Who the fuck is Lauren? I don't know who he picked.
Well, Ben H and they had a reality show together for a while on ABC Family. I watched the first episode of it. I deemed it far too boring to ever watch a second episode of. But I think they're broken up now, Ben and his lady.
Oh, very sad.
All right, so that's a bummer. But yeah, Tony Cox is hanging around this movie. The kid, he's 21 years old. He comes into town. He follows Billy Bob. Oh, actually, they're in Chicago. Not New York. I forgot that because he follows him from California to Chicago, or from Phoenix to Chicago, because they're from Phoenix, right?
Well, that's where they had to go for the last job in the last. But remember, he's in Florida, like in his downtime.
Yeah,
like between jobs.
But where's the kid?
The kid.
The kid lives in Phoenix.
Right. Yeah, I guess.
Surely
that's where they found
Billy Bob didn't move the kid.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess he stayed there for Lauren Graham for a year or two, and then they stopped seeing each other. But he stayed in Phoenix, didn't want to move.
Yeah, I guess that's where he has all his best memories, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the one time he was nice in his life, and then once the closing credits happened, he forgot that lesson.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't see that part.
Logan, I couldn't believe SantaCon was in this movie.
Yeah, are you familiar with SantaCon?
Very familiar with SantaCon.
You've been?
I have not been. I avoid it like the fucking plague. SantaCon is a big deal in New York, and it's usually people around your age, Logan, maybe a couple years younger even, bar hopping all around the city, dressed as Santa Claus, and they are just a plague on the city. Like, do not leave your apartment when those guys are fucking out.
Seems like you would have done that at one point.
Because I was drunk. Like, even when I was a drunk, like, I remember they started in a park that was across the street from my apartment once, Maria Hernandez Park in Bushwick, and like the people there, it was like enough to turn you off forever. Like, you just looked out the window at them, and it was just like, you're gonna be vomited. If I go out with them, I will be vomited on by the end of tonight.
Yeah. Have you ever done a thing like the World's End, like they call it the Golden Mile or something?
Yeah, I've
done a thing like that.
I have done shit like that.
They call it a bar crawl. Do they call it?
Yeah, bar crawl. Yeah, but I've never done anything huge like this where you're just going through the entire fucking city in a massive group, and it's always like there's like 60 of them. So God forbid you're drinking in a bar when they show up at your bar. You're not gonna get out of there for fucking 2 hours.
Yeah, it sounds like a nightmare.
Santa Clauses just clogging up everything.
Yeah,
it is a nightmare. All right, so that happens in this movie. They like blend into it or something.
Yeah, something happens. They join in.
What else happens? To walk me through it.
I have something. At one point, so like his mom, she says like she has like what does she have? Parkinson's?
Oh, she has a touch of the Parkinson's. Yeah, so she can't work a safe anymore.
Right, but
we never see that manifest itself. She never shakes once in the entire fucking movie.
Yeah, nothing.
But that's the excuse for why she needs to enlist Billy Bob.
That's right. A ton of shit happens in this movie just for no reason. Like the guy in the air vent recording Ryan Hansen cheating, and then his phone rings, and you're like, oh, I guess that's gonna come into play. Like the phone's gonna go off, and he's gonna be like, I know that ringtone.
Yeah,
that never comes into play. He's like, the whole cheating thing never comes into play. Not like nothing.
Yeah, you're right. Billy Bob starts fucking Lauren Graham.
Christina.
No, I'm sorry, Christina Hendricks on the side. He fucks her next against a Christmas tree, which has to be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And he that doesn't come up really. Like, does the husband ever even find out?
He has like a private detective or something following them, but then. Yeah, I feel like nothing ever happened. I don't even fucking remember.
Ryan Hansen's character is insanely underwritten. Like, nothing happens with that guy. Like, he's funny in all his scenes, actually. Like, I like Ryan Hansen, but it's such a nothing character.
Yeah, you're right.
There's also that other character, Gina, who's like a cop.
I liked her.
I didn't.
I thought she was good.
She's my LVP.
Really? I liked her.
Dude, this actress, Jenny Zagrina, all right. She She plays a cop in this movie. She goes on a date with Tony Cox and then doesn't fuck him because he's tiny. But then it turns out she fucks like everybody else.
She
Every
likes
single other
old guys,
person.
really.
Yeah, well, she fucks the old dudes in her police precinct. She's just a total tramp, bro. And then she fucks Billy Bob as well. Now I'd never recognized this actress before, so I was like, well, what's she done since this?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think she was too bad. I kind of liked her.
To me, when I looked her up and saw that she'd done nothing since this, it was one of the least surprised I've ever been in my life.
Ever in your whole entire life? That was the least surprised. I won't spoil my LVP, but she's not my LVP.
Well, I mean, spoil it. We need something to talk about.
Well, I have something. At one point, they're talking about like she forgot his. By she, I mean Kathy Bates. She like forgot Billy Bob's birthday. What's his character's name? Like we don't say it either. Willie. She forgot Willie's birthday a lot of the time, and he says his birthday was August 4th, and I was like, I wonder if that's his real birthday, and that's Billy Bob's real birthday. I thought that was cool.
Oh, wow.
And that's also a day after my birthday, August 4th. Mine's August 3rd.
Wow, he's right around me too. Yeah, Leo.
He's
Love
a Leo.
Billy Bob. I guess I relate to Billy Bob. You know what's fucked up about this movie is like, I remember when the first movie came out and you see like Billy Bob's with Lauren Graham in it. And like at the time, Lauren Graham, I think is like the sexiest person on the planet. And so like fucking in my head, like I want to say like, well, that's bullshit. Billy Bob could never pull a Lauren Graham. Except in my head, I also know that a couple years ago, Billy Bob literally did pull like the sexiest lady on the planet. Like 22-year-old Angelina Jolie.
A couple years ago, you said?
Yeah, he hooked up with her in like 1998.
Oh,
or
you mean
some
at that
shit.
point? At that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how can I argue that he couldn't get with Lauren Graham? He got with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. Well, you think Lauren Graham is way better than Angelina Jolie, though. So that really shouldn't prove anything to you.
Well, but I think Angelina Jolie in 1998 was like undeniably just like sex on legs.
Yeah.
Sex on lips.
yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, Kathy Bates says this. I don't know if this might be like a phrase that everybody just says that I'm not really aware of, but she says strictly dickly. All right. she says like, I can't hook up with the cop lady. You have to do it. I'm strictly dickly, or she's strictly dickly, something like that. But that is a line from Friends with Benefits.
Is it?
Woody Harrelson says in Friends with Benefits.
Maybe it was a Kathy Bates ad lib. She just watched Friends with Bennies on the plane.
Yeah, I don't. That might be just like a phrase people know, but I know it
never
from Friends
heard
with
that
Benefits.
before. Strictly dickly. Come on.
Yeah, that's a Woody Harrelson original.
You think he ad libbed that line?
I don't know. I hope so.
I hope so too. Oh, Woody Harrelson, good stuff. All right, what else you got?
Oh, the kid joins a choir for some reason, so like that's how the end of the
he
movie
sings.
goes.
He sings sort of like a castrati, and
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it.
And it is nice. I like that Billy Bob's in the audience to see it, though. That's sweet. This movie, I will say, this movie has no redeeming characteristics. Like everything I'm saying, I like it's worse than everything in the first one. But like it's just you're looking for something because the movie starts basically the first 5 minutes of Bad Santa 2 completely ruin Bad Santa in its entirety. Like I'm gonna have to spend now that I'm a big Bad Santa fan. Like I liked it probably the most I've ever liked it on this viewing.
I wish I did. I wish I saw the right cut. That's so disappointing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna have to spend the rest of my life pretending Bad Santa 2 doesn't exist.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that sucks. That's annoying. That's a fucking chore you're giving me.
Yeah. Damn you, James Gandolfini.
And you didn't even make any money off it. Fucking tanked.
Yeah, nobody got anything out of this.
Bullshit.
I'm sure Billy Bob got paid.
Yeah, you're right. Billy Bob made out the best of anybody from this.
Oh, absolutely. And he's my MVP. Spoiler alert.
I mean, the budget was 26. This movie looks like garbage. I bet you Billy Bob got 8 of that.
$8 million for this movie. I don't know about that.
I think so. Because you need him.
6.
If Billy Bob turns down Bad Santa 2, you can't make Bad Santa 2. That if like Billy Bob turns down Bad Santa 2 and you really have to make Bad Santa 2, then you have to turn it into like Jingle All the Way 2. You know, like put Dolph Lundgren or fucking Larry the Cable Guy in it. Or,
And he is
or
good. It's not
Santino Marella.
that would be great. It's not like he's terrible in this movie either. Like you could tell obviously he's not having as great a time as the first one, but he is good.
He's
He
doing
gets
it,
the
but like,
character.
but he's checked out. Like I saw an interview that he did like before this movie came out, like before they even started working on it, where he's like, "We're obviously it's not going to be as good as the first one, but we'll do our best." And it's like
Yeah.
if you
He's just a
know
realist.
if you know for sure that this ain't going to be shit compared to the first one, don't make it.
Yeah, we got paid. That's a job.
No, I know. I can understand why Billy Bob said yes. I can understand why all these fucking people said yes. I mean, no one that has any sort of artistic.
Except for Octavia Spencer. What the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing here?
you're right. Octavia Spencer's the one outlier. What the fuck
She
is
probably
she
got
doing
paid
in this movie?
10 grand, you think, for like a day?
I would say more than that.
I
I
don't
would
know what
say for
actors get
Octavia
paid.
Spencer for one scene in this movie, I would guarantee, I would beg, I would say I'm not doing it for less than $50,000.
50 grand for a day.
Yeah.
God damn, I wish I was an actor.
Yeah,
Holy
she's an
shit.
Academy Award nominee,
I guess you're right. You are right about
maybe
that. yeah.
winner. Did she win an Academy Award?
For which one?
I want to say The Help,
She
or maybe
won-
Hidden Figures.
look it up.
I will look it up. I'm fucking looking
You
it
could
up
be
right now.
She should have won for Ma. That's what
Yeah,
she
should have
fucking
fucking won
for.
for Ma. You're right. Yeah, she
For
won.
Brave.
She's a 3-time Oscar nominee, having
Wow.
won for The Help, nominated for Hidden Figures and The Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, I barely even remember her being in that, but she was.
She's like the friend
I'll tell you
of
what, dude.
Sally Hawkins.
She was nominated for a Saturn Award for Ma.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't recall that. That's great.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Saturn. Awards.
Saturn Awards know what's up. All right. Yeah, so like, I mean, there's no Zweigoff to be found. There's no Glenn Ficarra and John Requa to be found. Like anyone who like put their actual artistic work into the first one isn't here, except for Billy Bob, who's there for a check. You know, the rest of it is like the kid. You expect him to come back. What's he gonna fucking do? He did a couple movies as a kid after Bad Santa, but I hadn't seen him in a while.
Trick or treat, I said.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was also in that Unaccompanied Minors, the one where the kids are running around that airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good in that movie, actually. He's a good
Really?
kid actor, yeah. But yeah, so you'd expect him to come back. You expect like Tony Cox ain't turning this down. Come on. I feel like this movie's tacky.
It is tacky. Very tacky.
Yeah.
And unmemorable. In a week's time, I'm not going to remember it.
Yeah. What do you give it?
1 star.
Yeah, I am too.
And honestly, afterward, I was like, I could be talked into it too, but there's just nothing here, you know?
I tried to
Christina
talk
Hendricks is
myself
good.
into
I like
it
when
too.
Christina Hendricks is in it.
I felt bad giving it a 1, and I tried to talk myself into giving it a 2, but
Why?
it
Because it was
doesn't have
Wyckoff?
enough. It's a 1.
Why would you feel bad?
Because I respect Billy Bob. I like the first one, you know.
Okay.
I wish this wasn't as bad as it is. It's a lot easier to contend with like them following up a great movie with like a mediocre movie than a great movie with a fucking horrible movie.
Yeah. Did you like the end where he I guess that sort of came back actually, where he Marcus was talking about how he would take pictures of his testicles on his face, and then that's how the movie ends. Like Billy Bob.
I hated
does
that.
it,
I thought it was like a ripoff of The Hangover.
Really?
Yeah, I remember at the end of The Hangover, they go through like Ed Helms's like Polaroid camera roll or something, and it's all pictures of them like doing crazy shit on that night.
With their balls?
Yeah, you see a lot of dicks and balls.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think like this movie saw The Hangover and was like, that's funny. Let's do something like that. Also, the closing credits are designed to look like the Facebook interface, which doesn't even make sense because like all the things they're showing are just pictures. So why didn't they just use Instagram?
Guess I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it drove me nuts. And it's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
sorry.
my fucking grandparents made this movie. Fucking Facebook.
Yeah, fucking Johnny Rosenthal. Get out of here.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, your roller derby lady should have been more cutting edge than that.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah. But
all right, I give 1 star. My MVP is Billy Bob, but I think I like Christina Hendricks. I think she's good in this.
okay, I appreciate the Christina Hendricks shout out. The character's so annoying. Like she's just like there to fuck. Like
I like how he makes her
I
do the
hated-
fuck me Santa again.
I liked that, but I hated the scene where. So there's a good scene where Billy Bob and Christina Hendricks are in a car together, and Billy Bob misreads the situation and kisses Christina, or goes for a kiss or something. And Christina Hendricks is like, "Fucking no, absolutely not."
I think he's
Get
just
the
talking
fuck
a
out
little
of
too
my-
much about like her pussy.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
he said he gets pretty graphic. And then but then like 30 seconds later, she's like, "I don't know how you saw that in me, that I'm a little bad and I have to be a little bad." So it's such a fucking trope. Like there's no woman that's like this. It's
Yeah, I get it.
it's stupid.
It is stupid.
All right. My MVP. Boy, oh boy.
Not Billy Bob.
No.
Wow. Brian Hansen. No, you said he was underwritten.
I'm gonna go with the kid.
Kathy. The kid. Holy shit! I did not expect that. That's my LVP. That's my LVP.
No, I like seeing the kid as an adult.
Whoa. Wow.
And I like that his name is Thurman Merman.
Thurman Merman. Yep, we should have said that earlier. That's
It's
a good
great
name,
character
Thurman Merman.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that one.
I
I like that he doesn't even know his name until he sees the report card. And like halfway
I
through the
like
movie, he's
that
like, "Your name's
too.
Thurman Merman."
Yeah, like your parents didn't give you a fucking shot. Yeah, on my LVP, I'm gonna go with that cop lady, Gina, because all the women in this movie are just like fuck machines.
Yeah, all right, that's completely fair. I understand.
Yeah. And your LVP is the kid?
Yeah, I'll go with the kid.
All right. So that was fucking Bad Santa, baby.